So now we want to get a cross, like we did get a cross on the first step. We want to get it on this side instead. So you have three possible cases. You either have just a single edge piece, or actually, sorry, no edge pieces. So you can ignore corner ones, those don't matter. But see, none of these edge pieces are facing up. So you have either that case, or you have this case, where you will have two edge pieces making a sort of L shape. Or you will have a horizontal line. Now, if you already have a cross like this, you can just skip this step, but I recommend that you listen just that you understand what to do in case you don't have it. So, there's just one thing that we have to cover first, and that's the notation. So, it's very, very simple. Basically, the face that is up here, that's the U face, or up face. Face that is facing towards you, that's the F face, or front face. Face back here, B face, or the back face. Right here, R face, or right face. Here, left face, or L face. And then down here, it's the D face, or the down face. So if I ever say something like F, you need to move that piece. How do you know where to move it? Well, if it just says F, or it's just written as an F on screen, you just move that piece clockwise. So this will be U, F, left, R, D, and B. But what if I need to get you to move it counterclockwise? Then I'll say F prime or R prime or whatever. Or it'll be written as the letter with an apostrophe. So U prime, F prime, L prime, right prime, down prime, and back prime. Oh, sorry, that was just back. Back prime. So, what if I need you to move it twice? Well, then I'll just say that face in 2. So, U2, F2, L2, R2, D2, and B2. So there you go, that's all you need to know. So there's just one algorithm, and an algorithm will be a set of moves that you have to memorize for to get the cross. And that would be here, it would be F, R, U, R prime, U prime, F prime. And that's just the algorithm right there. So if you have a dot, just hold it anyway, because it doesn't really matter. And then you just do that algorithm. You do F, R, U, R prime, U prime, F prime. And that'll get you to an L. So if you have an L, you need to make it like this. So that one of the edge pieces is facing away from you, and one of them is facing to the left. And then you do the same algorithm. You do F, R, U, R prime, U prime, F prime. And that'll get you to a line. So don't hold that line vertical. No, no, no. Hold that line horizontal, and then you just got to do the same thing. F, R, U, R prime, U prime, F prime. And there you go, now you have a cross, which is what we wanted to accomplish right here, a cross. So next, you know how we got these pieces into the correct place? Well, we want to do that with these pieces. So what you want to do is you want to get one solved piece. So like this one, for example, green with green. If you only have two of them possible, like let's say you could only get blue and blue with red and red, that's okay, but try to make sure and see if you can get only one piece solved and the rest unsolved. So if you have that, you just have to take the piece that is solved, point it towards you, and then you just do this really simple algorithm. R, U, R prime, U, R, U2, R prime. And you just repeat that algorithm as many times as you need to until every piece is in the correct position. So, if you didn't get it the first time, you just, again, just do the algorithm. So, you can see it's really easy so far. Next, you want to get these edge pieces in the correct, these corner pieces in the correct position. Not solved, just in the right position. And that's really easy. Now, you might have no pieces in the correct position. You might have one. If you have one piece, or two or whatever, take at least one piece and put it in the bottom right. So, now, if you have no pieces, it doesn't matter. Now you have to perform this algorithm, and it's a little bit trickier than the others, but there's a nice little pattern to it. U, R, U prime, L, U, R prime, U prime, L. And, again, I guess I'm getting very lucky. But you perform that algorithm as many times as you need to until all the pieces are in the correct position. So you see how this piece is yellow, orange, and green, and this is yellow, orange, and green, and that's there. That means it's in the correct position. This piece, green, yellow, red, same thing. Green, yellow, red, and it's right here. So same with this piece. Yellow, red, blue, yellow, red, blue. Yellow, orange, blue, yellow, orange, blue. It doesn't matter that this piece is solved. It could be unsolved. It could just be like any of these pieces. It just has to be in the right position. So once all of the pieces are in the correct position, you have the easiest algorithm of all to solve the cube. First, take one of the solved pieces, and if you have none, don't worry. But if you do have a solved piece, put it in the bottom left of the U face. So now you just have to perform this really simple algorithm. Right prime, down prime, right, down. 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 Now you might say, oh no, you messed up the cube, but that's okay. It'll solve the cube after. I'm too lazy to explain why, but it's because these corners are in a multiple of 6. So once you have that piece in the right position and you finish the algorithm, move the piece U so that, or U2 or however you need to, so that another piece, it will be right here. And you keep on doing that. R prime, down prime, R, D. R prime, D prime, R, D. I'm going to go a little bit faster. R prime, D prime, R, D. R prime, D prime, R, D. So the last piece, rotate it here. So R prime, D prime, R, D. 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 Now you just have to rotate the top layer, and it's solved. Sorry I didn't use this cube to show you what we wanted to accomplish, but it was pretty simple. So there you go. All of these algorithms will be written in the description for you to go ahead and write down on paper. And there you go. You can now solve the Rubik's Cube. That was just maybe 20-30 minutes of your time, and you can memorize all those algorithms in like 20 minutes or an hour tops. And then you can solve the Rubik's Cube. So there you go. Thank you for watching my tutorial, and I'll see you next time in maybe another tutorial or a review or something, or maybe one of my other friends will greet you. Goodbye.